Hello and welcome to Archangel's live stream. I am playing Trove again. I do know that a lot of you, I guess, seem to enjoy watching me play Trove, so that's why I'm playing it. That and I just kind of enjoy it. But yeah. So we're playing Trove. Now, this class is obviously the Revenant, and for anyone who's never played the Revenant, it's a pretty good class. In my opinion, anyway. It's a tank. That's what it's designed for. It's tanking. And basically the ability of this class is when you stab an enemy, you can see those little green bars popping up with numbers. I drain health off my opponents, so it makes it a lot easier for me to keep my health up and to basically make my opponent feel my damage. Feel the damage I do. I can last a lot longer because of that. I know other classes have abilities like that, like the Candy Barbarian has a spin attack, and also he can drop the ice cream. But mine's a constant ability that continually activates, and it just kind of, it works. As you can see, it does make him attack faster and do a lot, and so he gets a fast attack speed and movement speed bonus. So, yeah. So that's what we're working on. We're working on a shadow dungeons. I'm trying to basically go through the shadow dungeons and get myself to a high enough level. Well, not level per se, but I'm trying to get what's called an empowered gem. I'm hoping to get one of air or water, because if I can get an air or water one, I can equip it and make my character stronger. Now, I can also work on this character too by upgrading his fire gems that I have equipped. But the problem is those fire gems that I have equipped, I've run out of fire gem dust. Now, fire gem dust is basically a dust that allows you to upgrade your gems. I've run out of the dusts. And without any dust, I can't upgrade. I can't power up my gems. So I'm basically stuck trying to do this without that gem. And as you can see, I'm using up all my flasks. That's because, and I just got, that little fire thing you're seeing, that little disc, is from my fire gem. I get that because of my fire gem. But what I'm trying to do basically is power up my class and get him stronger. Now, like I said, I could go in, and I can show you, I could go in and upgrade them, but the problem is, as you can see, I don't have enough gem dust. No, less gem dust means less chance of me upgrading. So, and like I said, I'm trying to get the other empowered gems so that I can boost up my character even more, because if I can get him a fire type, if I can get him a air and a water empowered gem, I can make my character a lot stronger. Unfortunately, I can only get powered gems once a week, because you have to beat the shadow towers, unless you get up to the higher shadow towers. If you can beat through like the ultimate shadow tower solo pretty quickly, then, hold on one sec. Yeah?
What are you on?
I'm doing a live stream.
You on now?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Can they hear me?
If you talk, yeah. Alright, so I do apologize. I had a slight interruption. Unfortunately, when you live someplace, you can't help it. Sometimes you get them, especially when you live with family. But, so basically, though, as you can see, I'm running the Berserker emblem and everything. Now, I am working on getting as you can see, I go through my flasks quite quickly, and I run out of flasks very, very quickly because of my ability. So one of the things I'm actually working on is a gem bot, or a gem that basically every 30 or every 45 seconds it'll refresh my flasks. Yeah, I get less flasks that I have available to me, but every 45 seconds I get a new flask. Basically, I can continually spam this ability a lot more. Because a lot of times when you're doing shadow towers and stuff like this, if you're relying on your flasks constantly like I do, which is not that I need them, I just like using them, but if you use them a lot like I do, you're going to run out of flasks pretty quickly. For example, I just ran out. Now, obviously, that doesn't mean I'm not going to be able to beat this guy, because I'm strong enough to beat him. Obviously, I just beat him. But using the flasks does come in handy. So you have to just be careful, though, that you don't go through all your flasks normally. But like I said, with the ability with the item I want to get, so there's, well, it depends on how you look at it, because there's two vial flasks I want to get. One of them basically recharges every 45 seconds, and the other one can recharge every time I defeat an enemy. But it doesn't mean it always will. So if you're against a bunch of enemies, having the recharge one heightens your chances, especially with the Revenant, because obviously I have his one ability there which pulls all my enemies in. But then when you also look at it, you have to also be careful, because when you're playing, you could end up basically wiping yourself out pretty quickly. So you just have to be very careful when playing with the Revenant on what you do. Now, obviously, with the Revenant, you gotta be careful with some of his abilities. Like this ability right here drains your health, but it does damage equal to a percentage of your health. So the higher your health is, the better your chances of it the better your chances of it basically powering you up. Now obviously I'm going up against what's known as the Vengeful Pinata God. Honestly, it's weak, in my opinion. The first time I played against this, I was actually playing as my Candy Barb. If you don't know what Candy Barb is, it's actually known as the Candy Barbarian, truly. That's its true name. It's the Candy Barbarian. And I got beat pretty bad every time. I couldn't barely damage it. But obviously, I mean, I was using a class that wasn't designed for tanking, trying to tank with it. Where this class is a tank class. It is designed to be a tank class. That's its literal design. So, and as you can see, I'm going through, I got my Pyro Disc is what it's called. It basically is that, and I've got my drawing ability too, which allows me to pound on it. See, with most characters, a lot of other characters, long range characters are hard to use in solo, because the whole point of them is to go long range, get far back, get out of the way where the enemy can't hurt you, and just spam them from afar. Some of them have ways to compensate that. For example, the Fey Trickster. The Fey Trickster class is a fairy, basically. And it leaves behind a clone of itself that the enemies will attack instead. But the clone only has a limited amount of health, and it kind of gets very weak. The Tomb Raiser is another one that can kind of help itself, because you summon these little minions and they'll attack the minions instead of the person. But then when you actually use the after you summon enough minions, you can activate the ultimate ability, which turns all those little minions into a full-fledged badass, a full-fledged monster kind of thing. Not that it's really a monster per se, but it's, well, I guess you could consider it a monster. It's a very powerful one though, and it can be quite powerful if you know how to use it. And it'll attack that anyway, and you can heal it. So you can heal the thing, but you have to basically make your attack strong enough to continually heal your creature. And if you can't continually heal your creature, it ain't gonna matter. Continually healing the creature doesn't actually help at all. If you can't heal it a lot, because you have to make sure, because this thing loses health on its own also, not just by being attacked, but it constantly loses some of its health on its own just by playing. So if you're not careful, you can actually cause it to be defeated pretty easily. So you obviously have to be very careful with it. Now I'm going into my last one. This is called the Daughter of the Moon. Now the first time I ever did a Daughter of the Moon mission, I got killed pretty quickly because I thought I was all that because I was able to beat the Vengeful Pinata God and thought, okay, I'm all that, I can beat her. Yeah, I barely was able to last 10 seconds against her. She's actually a lot more powerful than people realize. But over time, playing it, learning her fighting style and everything, I'm able to pretty well beat the Daughter of the Moon on my own. I do it pretty well. Don't get me wrong, I do go through all my flasks pretty quickly, and it's not as easy as people think to beat her. Trust me, I know. But I still enjoy playing, and I still enjoy fighting. And the main ability of what I'm doing right now is literally draining. I'm just trying to take out the enemies here. I do drain their health by attacking, like I said. I'm also working on trying, because I'm going to give a shout out to a YouTuber that I watch myself called Scythe Plays. He actually plays Trove for the PC, the Xbox, and the PS4. Took me a sec to think there. And so I am trying to see if maybe he would be willing to join me in a game. Maybe come join my live stream and just hang out and play the game with me. I don't guarantee that it'll happen, obviously. It's just a thought. It's just a hope. Because I think it'd be awesome. Because, I mean, it's Scythe Plays. He's one of the coolest YouTubers ever. So, and who knows, maybe me and him could even do a live stream together where he does a live stream on his channel and I do one on mine, but we're doing it at the same time. Or he may do like a recording while I do the live stream. But I am right now just trying to do what I can. But I want to give a shout out to Scythe Plays because yes, he's an awesome YouTuber. He does play Trove. He's got a lot of stuff about Trove and other games. And he's the reason that I've gotten so good at Trove already. Don't get me wrong. So I used to play Trove on the PC, and I was one of the better ones. In fact, I had started playing Trove the day it came out on the PC, way back when. And it was okay at the time, but I enjoyed it, but at the time Minecraft was out too, I believe. Or at one point Minecraft came out, so I was playing Minecraft more, but Trove still was just kind of out there, and it was a good game. So I played Trove a lot, and I had actually had one character based on just he was level 15, but the equipment I had was I had unlocked via playing as other characters and everything. But my main class that I played back then was the Neon Ninja, which I do have it available in this game, in this version too, I just don't play it. But my Neon Ninja at the time was, because of the equipment I had gotten from friends that helped me out and we'd worked together, my power rank was literally 8,000. My amount of physical damage, let's put it this way, if I were to have that exact setup I had back then on this right now, I'd go in the Daughter of the Moon mission, hit her once, and she would be defeated right there and then. That's how much damage I did. And I didn't even use emblems or anything. I literally had just what I had. Just my weapon, my ring, my pet, which the pet I had a ability to, I think it was like the more health I had, kind of like the Revenant's R1 ability, the more health I had, I think it gave like 5% attack per health. So I think is what it was. So I think I got like a 800 attack percent, something like that. I can't remember exactly. Like I said, it's been a long time since I've played on the PC. Plus all of my equipment. I had gotten to a point where I had bought a new character, but I don't remember exactly how it happened, but I needed money. I needed in-game money, like Flux, to try to get a character, and I couldn't. I was short by like 2,000, and so I traded in all my weapons and stuff that I had from my Neon Ninja because I figured I was going to be starting over with that character anyway. I ended up getting rid of all of his equipment. Now, I have done that before with other characters. Anyone who's watched my previous videos knows about my Candy Barbarian. Well, my Candy Barbarian's weapon, so what I used to do was I would take my, so this hat, this face, and my ring would be taken off of my Candy Barb and put onto another character when I was trying to level up the character, unless that character didn't have a weapon and it was a melee weapon, then I would add the melee weapon. But like my Neon Ninja, I'd usually give it my melee weapon, my hat, my face, and my ring to make it strong enough to fight on its own so I could try to level it up. Well, needless to say, I needed some thrice forged Shadow Souls, which basically to get those you take twice forged or you take two. Alright, to get one thrice forged Shadow Soul, you need a what's it called? A shadow weapon that's level 3, and you need to loot collect it. And when you loot collect it, you get the shadow. You'll get your shadow level, or your thrice forged Shadow Soul. Well, my Shadow Hunter and my Candy Barbarian both had the Shadow Souls. They both had level 3 equipment. So and my Revenant was up to level 3 also. His staff was. So I was like, you know what? I want to make his staff stronger. I sacrificed my Candy Barbarian and my Shadow Hunter's weapons to amp him up a little bit. So now my Revenant has a Shadow level 4 spear and 2 Shadow level 3 a hat and a face. So, yeah. So as you can see, I'm working on the Daughter of the Moon mission still. I am doing my best, obviously. Oh, he does the same ability as me. He pulls me in. Unfortunately for him, that's a bad move. Because that allows me to get in and just, poof, do that. But yeah, so like I said, I'm doing the Daughter of the Moon mission also right now. Trying to get to where I can use what I need to use. But like I said, I lost, so I don't have my Candy Barbarian and that anymore. Now, that doesn't mean I won't have them eventually, but what I'm planning on doing right now is I'm going to play through as my Revenant until he gets to, till I get him the max level of weapons. When his weapon can no longer become stronger, and he's at his most vulnerable, or at his most powerful, basically when I don't have to, when he's so powerful, I can go through like the highest dungeon ever, which normally gives people problems, and I don't have to even try. Then at that point I'm going to stop. Then I'm going to switch out to another one, or if I can get him stellar equipment, stellar and radiant, then I'm going to try to get stellar and radiant for all my rest of my classes. So I want to get him up to U9, and I mean U9 where I can go in the dungeon like I am right now, where you can see where she's barely touching my health. A U9 dungeon, or even the shadow dungeon for after U9, that allows me to basically do this same concept. Just boom, 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 pop, beat on her. I want to be able to go into one of those dungeons and not be defeated at all. So that's what I'm working on. As you can see, I'm not doing as much power as I would like, but I am getting her health down. And this is one of the stupidest moves ever, but sacrifice some of my health to use that ability. But with my flask ability anyway, I can drink a flask if I get low on health, which will kick up my berserk attack and also replenish my health, so I don't worry as much. Let's see. Oh, I ran out of flasks, and that's why, like I said, that condensing flask that I was looking at would be a really good one, because then it would allow my character to, like, this entire time I'm sitting here fighting right now, my flasks would be regenerating slowly. So, no flasks means I run. Okay, so when she pulls out that gun, just for anyone who doesn't know, drag her away from the gun. And when you do the slide move with her sword, where she slides it across the ground, not that one, but I'll show you if she does it again. That one. If you get underneath her, or slightly behind her when she's doing it, or if you or obviously you want to back away also. But if you get underneath her like I am right here, it won't even touch you, but it's normally a one-hit KO if it does hit. So you want to be very, very cautious. Because if you're not, yeah, let's just put it this way. If you're not cautious with this ability, when she does that, you're going to be wiped out and you'll have to restart over again. But like I said, I am working on trying to do this. Let's see. Now, like I said before, I do want to try to get a camera. Right now, I want to back up. And she does the Kamehameha. Anyone who's a Dragon Ball Z fan would know what I mean. If you've watched Dragon Ball Z, when she does that move, it looks like she's doing the Kamehameha. So, but no, so I'm doing this right now, trying to, weaken her. And damn, she's taking out a lot of my health with that. But obviously, situation-wise, it doesn't hurt me as bad, because obviously I can do this. I can drain off her health. So I'm basically draining her health. Although I think if he had a character for his class coin, I don't know what his actual class coin is, but I think the coolest class coin he could have is instead of his basic attack stealing health, when he hits you with his basic attack, it would do like a soul link. So as long as you're alive, it'll be soul linked, and the soul link would drain his drain the health off the opponent, slowly replenishing my health. So instead of having to attack like this, it would regenerate. Now I know that's not his actual class ability. I don't know what his class ability is, but I think that would be an awesome class ability in my opinion. And as you guys can see, I did just one solo beat the Daughter of the Moon. So let's go grab our loot. And after grabbing our loot, we can go in here and refill our flasks. Come to the Shadow Market. We'll get our Shadow Shard. We'll grab our Titan. Oh, I didn't get the Titan thing because I guess I only get it from the others. And my Empowered Gem Box. So let's see what we get. Explosive Epilogue. Okay then. Boom. Now this is a maximum health and health regain. Empowered water gem for any class. Killing enemies causes them to explode. Only one such gem may be socketed at a time. So now we're going to go ahead and spam leveling up on it. Well, we can. Oh, and it just broke. So to anyone who doesn't know this, gems can break. If a gem breaks, you have to get an item to repair it, called a Regeminator. Now, for anyone who doesn't know, well, I can't do it right now, but if you go in the store, there's one that says gems for 500 cubits. You can get a Regeminator. So, but now my power rank is 2,360. So that's a good thing. Let me go ahead and I'll show you. That's maxed out. See, that one I can't upgrade because I don't have enough fire gems. And obviously my Pyro Disc one, same thing. Empowered water gem for any class. Killing enemies causes them to explode. Only one. So when I kill an enemy, it causes them to explode. So let me go ahead and I'm going to head to the club world. Now, like I've said many of times to all my live streamers and my YouTube watchers, I do play this on the PS4. If you have the PS4, my PS4 name is ARC-ANGEL5673. You can go ahead and add me at any time, and I would be glad to have you as part of my club. So, and it looks like the game's actually going to crash out, which means I'm going to have to end the live stream here, because obviously if I don't end it now, we're not going to be able to play anymore. I'm not going to be able, well, basically right now, it's not going to let me into the game, because it's lagged out. And if I close out the game to reload it back up so that I can continue playing, it usually ends my live streams. So you guys got to watch me. Oh, maybe it's gonna let me do it this way. Let's see if it'll let me in. Maybe I'll get lucky and it'll actually work. Nope.